to my left in the blue corner, trained by Matt Reed from the GB Muay. Last night he weighed in at 82.7 kilograms. Hailing from Shepparton, he's wearing purple shorts with black and white trim. One fight, one win. This is the Freight Train, Adam Freeman. And to my right in the blue corner, trained by Matt Ball from the SMAC Training Academy. Last night at the weigh-in, he weighed in at 85 kilos. Hailing from Somerville, he has a fight record of one fight, one win, one by way of knockout. This is Chris Big M McLaughlin. Fighters to centre stage, please.
Well, we're back on Mark the Hammer Castellini. Joining me ringside tonight, Jink, the great white shark Bahik. And we're in with a couple of the big hitters now. Chris McLaughlin out of the red corner, and of course Adam Freeman, another one of the Matty Reid trained fighters out of the blue. But had a bit of luck tonight. Matty Reid, he's had a win and a draw. And we'll see how Adam Freeman goes. This is a modified Thai rules fight. Knees, no elbows, as both fighters have only had one fight apiece. So they're relative novices. But nevertheless, rangy men with long legs. Can expect to see some good grappling and hopefully some nice tidy knee strikes.
Seconds out, round one.
Freeman in the purple trunks and McLaughlin in the black and blue. Nice round kick from McLaughlin. He's taking the initiative now, fairly aggressive, started very quickly, needs to make sure his guard's up. Nice turning hook there from Freeman. McLaughlin push kick, Freeman working low. They trade low kicks. Freeman getting tagged with a short jab. But McLaughlin really taking the initiative now, trying to cut off the ring and get Freeman into a corner. Freeman trying to attack the legs. Nice lateral movement from Freeman. McLaughlin getting a little frustrated. Just wants to bide his time and be careful not to walk into anything in his haste to coming forward.
We've got the bigger boys in the centre ring here tonight at the moment, so definitely see some power. If both boys have only one fight, one win each, so neither one of them are going to want to lose tonight here, so let's see how it goes.
They don't want to spoil their record, that's for sure. Again, McLaughlin just covering up from the overhand from Freeman.
But either way, it's looking like an even fight. Both boys are same height, same weight, same size, same amount of fights. Looks like we'll be in for a good fight.
That's a good even matchup. James Rosler doing it well again. Team Ultimate Promotions, a fantastic night they've put on yet again. Oh, as he gets dropped with a short right hand. Adam Freeman out of the blue corner.
Yeah, he got tangled against the ropes at the same time he got caught losing his balance, and he felt that one.
And certainly Chris McLaughlin looking to take advantage of the knockdown. He wants to go straight onto him, not give him time to settle, but Freeman launches an attack again straight off the break. He wants to be careful to take time. There's no sense in trying to get tagged again in his haste. That's probably a little bit of a lack of experience on his behalf, trying to get it on so aggressively straight off a knockdown. He should be working on the outside and making McLaughlin come to him. But trying to get it back now, Freeman. Nice work. Well, at the end of round one, of course, that will be the round going the way of the red corner, Chris McLaughlin from the SMAC gym. And he did it nicely. It was a pretty even battle, though, up until then. Up until he got tagged, Adam Freeman was very unlucky. And we'll see what he's got to offer in the second round. Once again, a big thank you to National Products, who have got right behind this event and are the major sponsor. So thank you to all the crew out at National Products.
In the house?
A full house yet again for Rumble in the Jungle 3.
Seconds out. Let's go to Pocket Dynamo, Jim Austin is selling. You'll see him on November 30th.
Well, Adam went back to the corner, disappointing himself in that first round, so let's see how he comes out in the second.
Well, definitely, it's just got to be at this level, though, Jink. You'll find a lot of the fighters get a little bit keen. They get a little bit too keen, and in their haste to try and get some points back, drop their guard and get a little bit untidy. He needs to keep his guard tight and keep thinking about what he's doing, Adam Freeman. Don't go looking for the knockout. It'll come in the combinations. But I think he's a little bit tentative now, as he was of the power that Chris McLaughlin possesses. McLaughlin seems to be, even though they're equal weight, McLaughlin just seems to have a little bit more power, Jing.
Yeah, he's been pushing forward from the start of the bout, so he is definitely the aggressor.
Nice jamming push kick earlier there. One thing, technique that the guys at this range should be working a lot more is the push kick, working off the push kick. If they're uncomfortable in the exchange, prop out the push kick and work the inside thigh, roll the right hand. Combinations is what will certainly give it to the fighter that's throwing the better combos. And nice step jab again from McLaughlin. He's looking very strong indeed, the red corner.
Chris McLaughlin from the red corner definitely has got the power more in the upper hand, upper body for boxing, but I believe Freeman he's got he's a lot more stronger in the lower range of the kicks. I don't know why he's not working on legs a lot more, because every time he throws him, he seems to land them nice and solidly and hurt Chris a bit. So
yeah, he's got a little bit of tunnel vision trying to get a knockdown with the hands. Again, his guard's very low. Needs to keep his guard high, because that's where he's getting propped with the jab. Needs to be looking through the guard and chopping low. Good call, Jink. Maybe rolling out of range when he chops, lean out rather than leaning forward with the leg kick. Here come the knees now. With Chris Anderson breaking them. So this one really, although it's contested under modified Thai rules with knees, neither fighter is really grappling up, and instead it's turning into a kickboxing bout with no real knee exchanges. You've got to remember, if it's modified Thai, knee strikes are the highest scoring technique if they're cleanly executed with a good correct grapple. So that might be one way that Adam Freeman can peg some points back, and his corner will hopefully be telling him that in the break. Lock up, throw some good knee strikes and make the scorecard look a little healthier. At this point though, for my scorecard anyway, Chris McLaughlin out of the red corner, it's all one-way traffic for him. Jing, how do you see it?
Yeah, well, he definitely came out storming in the first round and won that. They both seemed to have said a lot more in that second round, which I believe was a lot more even. So I'll have to score a second round probably even, because I believe Freeman scored better with the leg kicks. So I've still got just Chris here one round ahead.
Seconds out. Seconds out.
Well, as we are about to get underway for the third and final round.
This is the third and final round.
Jenk, tell us you're back in centre ring hopefully next year, 2006. Hoping to see you back getting busy in centre ring.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to coming back next year after a boring 05. Just working and finding it a bit boring. So I want to come back and look for some action. And
we'll hopefully see a bit of action as Chris McLaughlin lands some action of his own. Big right hands. And Freeman in a little bit of bother now. As McLaughlin's gone hunting for the knockout. He wants to finish this one early. It's there for the taking for him for sure, especially after he's landed some good strong punches. Freeman needs to keep his guard blasted up around the side of his head though.
You can see Freeman now with the bloodied nose. You can see he's been caught nice and clean.
Both boys bleeding from the nose now.
Yeah, Freeman actually replied with a straight right back of his own, which caught Chris McLaughlin clean.
Well, one thing that I like seeing the boys from the bush, from the blue corner. Matty Reed's done a fantastic job. They're showing a lot of heart. And if they come from the country, great leg kick takedown. Just took McLaughlin right off his feet. He was kicking at the same time, and Freeman chopped his leg nicely. He's doing what the corner called for, using the legs. Both fighters bloodied.
There goes with those leg kicks, which I saw he had from early in the rounds, which is maybe a bit too late for him, but definitely should be throwing a lot more of them.
I'll tell you what, if he tidies up on his handwork, Freeman, he's certainly an exciting prospect. But Chris McLaughlin as well, a power-packed fighter with only one fight. His second fight is already looking great. He works the hand and feet combinations nicely, does McLaughlin. Both boys again showing a lot of heart. You know, tonight the fighters on this event, the packed crowd here are certainly getting their money's worth. And the fighters are living up to the expectation.
Looking pretty at the moment. Both of those bleeding. But with Freeman, with the count against him, he's going to want to have to come back a lot more.
Well, there it is.
Maybe a bit too late.
Maybe a little bit too late from Adam Freeman. Chris McLaughlin now bleeding profusely from the nose also. So they're both busted each other's noses up nicely. Adam Freeman getting tagged with that knockdown in the first round. I think that's going to be the deciding factor for this one. Chris McLaughlin certainly doing a good job, landing some good solid punches. It was a good even matchup and really nothing in it. But the difference will be certainly McLaughlin getting the knockdown in the first. And of course, I'll give it the way of the red corner, but take nothing away from Adam Freeman. The boy from the bush certainly can hold his head up high and be proud. I would have liked to see him go to work with the knees perhaps a little bit more. It was under modified Thai rules. Both boys in fact turning it into a bit of a kickboxing fight, but nevertheless take nothing away from both of them. They did a fantastic job. National Products rather. Again, National Products Plumbing. Thank you for getting behind this one. Hotel Seville, Allied Home Garden Services, Creative Body Repairs, Rebel Sport, Upmarket Aquariums, a host of and a heap of supporters for this one. We thank you all, and many more sponsors to mention.
Okay, we've got Michelle Tegri and Logan from Jet Set Travel and Werribee Plaza. Before we go to the decision, folks, big round of applause for both fighters for a fantastic fight. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the decision has been reached and it is a majority draw.
Well, a majority draw. They couldn't separate them. I'm a little bit surprised, Jink.
Yeah, well, it was a very even contest, but I don't know how they could have scored it a draw with the knockdown going in favour of the red corner in that first round. So
let's have a look at the judges here. Ignatius Missilides. Well, he's always going to favour the boxer. Rick Bellick and Carl Tramsick. What are you doing, Carl, son? I would have given it the way of the red corner, but the judges, you know, what do you do? Maybe one judge scored it one way, one the other, and one a draw. Maybe that's how it went, but a fair decision, I suppose, for both boys. They should both be proud of themselves. And another draw for the night. We've had a couple tonight, and we move on shortly to bout number 6.
That would be the first fight of the night, which we wouldn't have agreed with the judges. Otherwise, it's been good pretty much up to them.
Judges, what do they know? They know nothing.